Welcome to Coach Hayes Football Live. He can talk about anything from high school to the pros. This guy knows the game, so you better not be half-stepping.
I can guarantee you most of the audience is going to agree with me before they agree with you.
Strap in, because Coach Hayes is about to
crack your cranium and fertilize your brain. Go ahead and right here, right now.
Subscribe now and check out CoachHayesFootball.com.
What's up? Listen up, man. We back into action. Y'all put us to the test, so guess what? We here. We talking about UM versus UAB. We doing the pregame with the postgame wrap-up right now. So I'm bringing the boys live. We opening up the phone line. We making everything go right now. We're not going to be on here long, but we do want to talk about this. So let's get this thing going. Let me bring the guys in. One time we got in V12. What's up with you, man?
All day. We still live. I'm still hype. Who's okay?
I heard that. All good.
Okay.
Hey, E. O'Brien, what's up? Essex, talk to me, man.
Hey, man, a win is a win is a win. We'll take it off to a good start.
Still hype.
I heard that. And last but not least, man, Balin Trujillo, talk to us, man.
1-0.
1-0, huh? Ain't sounding too happy about that, huh?
That's about it.
Hey, man, it is what it is. We talked about that earlier. We're trying to see what it's all about. So here's my deal right here. We're not going to stay long, but we're going to have a little bit of fun with this. I know it is a little late. It's 11:30. So this is what we're going to do, man. Straight up. Overall grade. I just want to hear your overall grade of the game. Let's start off with you, Balin Trujillo, since you I guess the honor tonight, man.
We're looking at D+, C- overall. I think we went right back to what I asked earlier is about playing to the level of competition. I feel like that's exactly what Miami did. Now, the only positives of this is we obviously established a running game, which I think that's something that we haven't seen in a long time. That was very nice to see, especially in the first half. Breaking off long runs, especially on 4th and 1, scoring on a 66-yard touchdown run. But it just didn't seem easy. It felt like we really had to work for everything, and it's just I don't know. I feel like for some reason that we held back a lot, so we didn't show a lot for Louisville next week, which obviously is a bigger opponent, and it means much more than this game. So I feel like Lashley just kind of pulled the dogs off in the second quarter. I saw things rolling in the third quarter. I was texting you, Coach Hayes. In the third quarter, we scored on every single offensive possession in the third quarter. All three of them resulted in points, which really showcased the ability that we do have, even being so vanilla. I'm going to be honest. I think we ran a total of 6 plays the entire game. Deidre King obviously scores rushing and passing touchdown for 16 straight games, which I don't care at what level you're playing at. That's pretty special to do. So he's continuing that streak. But, man, overall, D-, C+, or a C- at best, D+. I feel like we held back so much, man. We missed out on a lot of opportunities.
Got you. V12, talk to her.
I think Baden to be a little tough on the Canes. I give him a B-. You know, like I said, my expectations weren't very high because we know that, you know, practice was limited. It wasn't a lot of contact, a lot of action going on before this game tonight. I saw what I needed to see from the quarterback. He's a bona fide stud. Again, the defense, like I said earlier, is a concern of mine. Earlier in the first and second quarter, they were giving up a lot of yardage, and they were unable to get off the field on third down. However, as time went on, they kind of clamped down. We had some mishaps. We had the fumble from Pope earlier in the first quarter that kind of really turned the game a little bit. But for me, I saw what I needed to see from the quarterback. I will say this. I think we kind of got stuck in a rut. Sometimes the offensive coordinator kept running the same plays over and over again. You have to get out of that kind of pattern if you want to beat a Louisville team. But I believe that it was the B-. I'm not saying it was great, but I think I saw some things I needed to see, and I'm very hopeful. Would it be a 10-1 season? I can't say that, but I believe we'll win some games this year on the back of Derek King.
E, talk to us, baby.
I'm going to go right in the middle of Balin and V12 and just give it a rounded C. Full disclosure, I didn't get to see the majority of the game with my internet links acting up. I don't have ACC network on my cable package.
Man, don't be no fake. Don't be no fake.
For 4 months.
What do you want from me?
Hey, like Trick say, don't be no fake act up. Don't be no fake act up. Huh? You're a fake
and listening to y'all, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't nothing to really write home about. This might just be a growing year, like we was talking about off stage. This just might be a growing year. See what we really got. Hopefully, Baylor, to your point, we get that energy for bigger and better opponents. But right now, it's nothing really to write home about.
Well, let me go ahead and say this, guys, man. Listen, I'm kind of with E on this point. I'm gonna give him a solid C for 2 ways. One is it was a lackluster performance on my behalf, but to V12's point is I'm gonna give him a little bit of leeway because of the lack of practice, installation of new offense, all of that kind of stuff. So, like you said, I'll fall right in the middle. C's get degrees, I guess, as they always say, man. But like they say, but E,
thank you, Lord. Come on.
Hey, E, go
five stick,
I had one, but it was acting up, man.
Hey, man. So listen, real quick, man. Let me just give you a couple of these. Right here, DBs and LB look suspect. D-line holds the field. My grade is C-. Coach Everett Pruitt, what's up, man? B-. Okay.
Y'all generous, man. Y'all too generous.
Yeah, I'm not going with a B. I'm not going.
I'm sorry, guys. We let a quarterback who can't even throw 10 yards throw 150 yards on Miami's defense. It was embarrassing to say the least, and they were gashing us. I mean, their touchdowns were too easy. The guy that scored when he ran it in, I mean, they were gashing us, and we're talking about a UAB team again that wasn't even a program 3 years ago. So I'm a little worried again. His first game jitters, and I think spring did hurt not having a spring game for the guys. But at the end of the day, it's University of Miami. We probably had out of 22 kids on the field, probably 17 of them are three to 4 to 5 stars, which again that means nothing. But at the end of the day, those guys are highly recruited guys, and you're playing against a UAB team who are a lot of JUCO transfers and guys that are walking on from that city and. They're hanging with us. And again, like I said, they switch in and out quarterbacks. I like the freshman quarterback a lot. He showed a lot of poise and could deliver the ball. I'm surprised he's not the starter, but we let a guy who can barely throw 10 yards on a dig route throw 150 yards, which is more than King threw today. And I was just expecting more explosive plays, to be honest.
I got you. But listen, let me say this to you. And I'm all for certain things, right? But one thing I've never been is I'm never going to give an excuse for if all things are equal, right? UAB didn't play a spring game, right? Yeah, they did play a game last week. But guess what? How that evens out is they also have lesser talent in essence, right? So my thing is, I'm going to tell you this. I take my hat off to UAB and their coaching staff.
Yeah,
because
great job.
If you got a guy that can't throw a ball more than 10 yards, then why are you giving them 12-yard routes? So my thing is, right, I'm just being very simple, right? But let's just be simple about this. And this is my opinion about what I saw in Miami. For an up-tempo offense, plays have to be simplistic, right? Because you're constantly pop, 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 pop for up tempo. I see UAB, they did a great job with their play action, right? Everything they did within their coaching scheme helped the lack of the quarterback's arm. For example, he can't throw deep balls. What do? We buy the receivers time to get open by play actioning. Once they come out, now they're out there break. He didn't have to sit back there jumping around. Second is we on the flip side, Miami, we didn't do that for King. I didn't see us throw one simple slant, get the ball out your hand quickly, right? Let the receivers do the hard work for you. Like I said, you don't have to throw a ball 30 yards to get 30 yards receiving.
Yeah.
You understand? Or get 30 yards on your deal. And then I look at this. We go into the third quarter. De'Aaron King missed 6 touchdowns in the one scrimmage, 5 in the other, 4 in the other. Didn't even have 100 yards until he got into the third quarter, against a UAB. So I'm just simply saying I think that, we held back for Louisville next week. No, I mean, my thing is this. You got to win the game today. Yeah, you can't worry about tomorrow. If you worry about holding back that kind of stuff, man, that's just what it is, man.
When's the last time Alabama held back or Ohio State held back on teams that were, I mean, they don't care. They're running, they're gashing, they're running their entire offense the way it's supposed to be run each and every week. And that's the problem with Miami. That is the problem.
Let me just say this. In the fourth quarter, it's apparent that they shut it down a little bit. Because there were a couple times where we
ran the ball 7 straight times.
Correct. Right. So absolutely. So they shut it down a little bit. But let me just say this. There were missed opportunities for De'Aaron King. He missed a beautiful touchdown in the corner, overthrew that. So I'm not saying that again, like I stated earlier, we're talking national championship right now. We're talking about is progress. I saw some progress. Again, I don't want the OC to fall into this pattern of keep going to the well too many times. I saw that, which I did not like.
Yeah.
However, I think that with with all that's going on with the COVID, and for us to come in, Coach said it earlier. If they didn't beat the spread, we should fire Manny Diaz. When they beat the spread, Coach, the 157-10, 157-10, right? And so Vegas lost this time. And my point is this: next week, hopefully we can maybe come back again and discuss it. Next week may be the real test. Let's see how we stack up against a Louisville team who is who is talented and is going to give us a run for our money. I don't want to make excuses about holding back. It wasn't the greatest performance. That's why a B- is not great. It's there, but I saw a lot of positive things. And to me, he went to Pope. He went to the tight end very late in the second quarter. He has to start using his weapons and not rely on his legs so much. But again, the brother is dynamic, but we have to have everyone incorporated for the offense to keep. Guess what though? 31 points. That's if we can start to add on.
Not bad.
One of my critiques was what? Let's score points. So 31 points is not nothing to sneeze at. So hopefully we can build on that.
No, and again, Victoria, you're 100% right. How I looked at, like I tell you guys, and maybe it's 20 years of doing this, everything I look at, I try to look through from a coach's perspective, right? So maybe my view is sometimes skewed kind of outside of that, right? So when I look at things, I say to myself, okay, because I always believe simple is better, right? Less is more, my thing is, only thing that I'm gonna critique offensively that I didn't like was give the kid confidence throws, right? Increase his and I'm not saying he lacked confidence, but give him easier completion. I understand I like the fact they took the shot, the first one. As they won the shot, you shoot one over the bow, let them know, hey, I'm here. But then after a while, you got to give him some way he can complete these things. At one point, he was 4 for 7. He had more rushing yards on his own feet than he had passing yards in the first quarter. Right, but that's part of his game where he can escape the pocket. As I always said, hit the eject button when he needs to. The problem is he hit the eject button too much because maybe play development. You got to find ways to get the ball into the playmakers' hands early, let them take it down, get some yak yardage, and get it on down the field. Let me just say this piece right quick. Coach Will Nellum says, Coach Hayes, UAB recruits too. Yes, I understand they do recruit too, and I'm with you 100%.
It's different though. Man.
But at the end of the day, for every one guy they get, we should have 4. That's all I'm saying. So for every one top athlete they have on their roster, we should at least have 4 being not only University of Miami, but also being into the Mecca, in the Mecca of recruiting, where everybody else comes into our city to get their top athletes. So, like I said, let me see here.
Hey, Coach Hayes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we touch on something that we talked about during the game, and this is something for V12 and E as well. Watching the game and the history, even in our bad years over the last decade, we've always had at least a playmaker, someone that can change a game in an instance, like DJ Dallas or even Jeff Thomas in a sense. Somebody that can literally give the ball to them and we can trust what they're going to do with it. I was watching tonight and I'm literally looking at a receiving core and I'm thinking, other than obviously King, who I feel like was exceptional tonight, especially one play where he literally spun twice in both different directions and broke for a 30-yard gain. Other than something like that, did you guys see anything or from any player specifically that can be that playmaker this year? Because honestly, I didn't see it at the running back position or at the receiving position to be like, that's that guy.
I'm going to let you guys go and I'm going to give you my point.
I like Brevin Jordan. I thought Brevin Jordan.
Okay, but I'm talking about like at the receiving position, someone that can take over a game. Because Brevin Jordan's good, but I'm talking about like a Jeff Thomas or like a Devin Hester, somebody that's just gonna
Right, from the receiving position, I would say no. I haven't seen that person. That person has not presented himself today. I'm not sure. D Wiggins is trying to get loose a little bit. Pope, he was trying to get loose. Hartley, yeah. But let me tell you one thing though. Let me tell you now, and Kyle knows this. Coach, he knows this. I'm a receiver guy. Look out for that number 12. And I'm not trying to be funny. I like him. He kind of popped a little bit on film. He kind of popped a little bit. He was moving, and I don't know. He may be he may not be the guy to go to. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. But he's the go-to guy right now. But I thought the way he ran his routes, he had a couple good catches. I said, that guy kind of popped off. So number 12, keep an eye out for him. Let's see. But I agree with you. I agree with Baylor. I don't see that person at receiver right now. The running back, horse and carriage. Cameron, he was hopefully to the top.
Hopefully he didn't tear his meniscus or ACL. I'm telling you, that was
me. But he was okay. So I agree with you. I mean, and the brother number 4 is number 4. He's
special. Kingston.
He ran he ran well. So there's some guys there, but hey, Baylor, come. Hey, listen, Devin Hester. The other day, I listen.
They both worked before. Jeff Thomas too.
It's funny you said that. The other day, I'm just on YouTube. Let me look at Devin Hester, because probably one of the greatest games to play the game. It ain't gonna ever be another Devin Hester. So to your point, Devin Hester, no. But no, it's gonna be tough this year to kind of find that person. But somebody has to emerge.
Yeah. So here's my deal. Hold on, go ahead. You got it.
No, I was just saying it's probably going to be a king show all this year, because I didn't see anybody that that I'm gonna look for and that's gonna be on Sports Center. You know what I'm saying? We didn't see that. And this is the type of team where you should get some type of glimpse of that, because you don't have the at least the perceived competition level. So somebody should have showed out at least for a couple plays to be like, oh wow. And no, I didn't see it.
Well, here's what I'm gonna tell you guys. I think Cam looked good, but Cam has to get an offensive line that's dominant. We did not dominate offensive line wise.
We got beat up.
Therefore his runs were difficult. They were hard runs. And the one run he popped early was because I believe it was 4th and short. UAB said, you know what, we're gonna stack the box. We're putting everybody no safeties. We're putting 10 in the box, one receiver out wide with him. And once he popped it, he was gone. But other than that, I mean, he just churned out some yards. He was breaking 3-4 yards, which is fine at running back. But we still need that guy that once he gets past the linebackers, it's on pits and bam, baby.
Like a Duke Johnson. Like we need something like that,
But because you got to have a thunder and lightning. One thing about running back, you got to have a guy that can pound out the tough yards, and then you got to have a guy that can take it. As they used to call him back in the day, the third down back. You know what I mean? With a guy that can catch out the backfield, so forth. Like I said, here's my only issue, guys, is that my only fear is that De'Aaron King can't do this by himself.
Right.
And what I saw was, in essence, a one-man show. Now, let me go back to a point that you guys made about a guy that could stand out from a receiving core. I believe you posed the question, Balin, was, did we see anybody that could stand out? I don't think – one thing about being a receiver is it's hard to stand out if you are in route combinations where coverage can cover you. Now, let me explain what I'm saying. If you're in long routes, you give DBs time to get into the coverage phase of that. But if you hit me quickly on the slants, I can separate faster. Does this kind of make sense what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Therefore, receivers emerge, right? The go ball, yes, you can get that. But when you start getting in the curls, now I'm running, I'm stopping, people converge to you. So we got to get those combinations where guys are catching those balls on a run instead of it's a go stop situation and start back again. Does that kind of make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hope I ain't go too deep with it.
I'm just saying, if DJ Dallas and Jeff Thomas, who I believe had the playmaking ability, if you give him the ball, he can do something special. I feel like if those two guys decided to come back this year, we'd be a whole different football team. I feel like we're just that one player away from being real special with the type of caliber of athlete we have at the quarterback position. Because now if you had DJ back in the backfield with him, just imagine that. Now you're really in trouble. So I just feel like, a lot of the stuff was going through Dedrick King, and again, he's a special talent. I mean, he did things tonight. I was like, wow, that's pretty special. But like you guys are all saying, I mean, I hope that the only way we're going to be successful is we establish a consistent run game with somebody who's explosive, that takes the load off Dedrick. Because right now it's him or nothing, to be honest.
I agree. And so, like I said, I look at this. I think my only concern I really looked at, like I say, King. I think he's exceptional. I think the receivers will do just fine. I think the running game is fine. My only concern, which a lot of people don't look at, is from the offensive line standpoint. We did okay in pass blocking. We didn't do well. We noticed that without King's footwork and his ability to escape the pocket, those simply could be sacks, right?
Yeah, which we've seen. Yes,
right. Those could be 8 to 12 yard losses.
Jaron Williams, he's probably injured.
Yeah. So now we're looking at, instead of it being maybe a first down or 3rd and 1, he takes that sack. Now it's between 3rd and 8 and 12. Yep. So because of his ability to be mobile in the pocket and escape those things. So that's what my biggest concern offensively is. I have 2 simple concerns. One is let's get the ball into the playmakers' hands quickly. Second is offensive line has to. I don't think they were clear. I think our running game is strong. I think our receivers are going to be just fine. Quarterback is just fine, but we got to be able to buy that. And I think when they go back and look at that film tonight, I think coach is going to say, you know what? We can't hold a 5-step drop too long. We got to be a 3-step, get this thing out. We can't go into all of this. We got to do something to roll him out the pocket, buy him time to get those longer route concepts into play. Let me jump into a couple of
one glaring thing, Coach, before you move on. One glaring thing that I saw that we did not do. We had opportunity. We did not create any turnovers. That's concerning for me.
And I'm gonna get to the defensive side right now. Yep, but I'm gonna get to the defensive side for me.
No turnovers.
But I know we were talking
3
about
drop picks though. They could have been.
Yeah, but I know we were talking about.
That's my point. That's absolutely yes.
Right, but I know we were talking about offense. I'm gonna get definitely the defense. Let me pose a couple of these questions right here. Zuzu Pride 8547 says, "Let's take this win with a grain of salt, fellows. Let's not forget these last 3 losses from the last season. Those teams was on the same level as UAB, and we couldn't even muster up a win. So great point. But I'm gonna say this to you in a rebuttal there, Zuzu.
Good point, Zuzu. Good point.
I'm not even Zoo. It's just Zoo. I apologize. Zoo Pride. I apologize.
Yeah, no, Mr. Man name up, Coach.
I apologize, man. Hey, man, it's a little late, and I've been on my red cup. You know what I'm saying? them U's look like Z's, man. But real quick, to his point, yes. But this is what happens, though, Zoo, when you start hyping up a lot of this stuff with new coordinators and we're gonna go tempo. And, sometimes you gotta. Be careful what you say because now people are going to hold you to that standard. Because one thing about the bar, once it goes up, it never goes down. So if you come here talking about tempo, we're going to run 120 plays a game and we're putting up 40s. And I'm not saying Rhett said any of this. I'm just saying in general.
No, but that's what they're reporting.
That's what they're reporting.
Yeah, don't lie. I mean, we all
brother right here.
60 points tonight.
Brother Jay Blaze, what's up? He said it was the first game. The chemistry is still developing. There was no spring game to practice. I totally agree with that.
Yeah,
thank you, brother.
And that's back to exactly Jay. That's back
Jay Blaze.
Yeah. Listen,
Jay Blaze.
What's in that cup, dog? This is exactly what I was
saying. He's on it. We got to win tonight. We're good.
I'm good. I'm happy.
But Jay, this is exactly what I was saying. Was if that's the case, then make the game simple. That's all I'm saying. Make it like just think about it. You did a pickup game. You ain't out there running dig and post concept. Hey man, run a button hook. What I'm trying to say is make it simple. So therefore let the ball players make plays. Let me see. Hey,
B12 though, you said it nicely, man. And I was looking at the stats right now, and Brevin Jordan had 3 catches, 51 yards, and a touchdown. That was all second half in the third quarter. That was it. So I think that we need to establish the tight ends more, because obviously if he's doing that in one quarter, just imagine if we used them all 4, and that's not even including Will Mallory, who had 0 catches tonight. So our tight end play, we have got to involve them.
Hey, 0 catches and 0 targets.
Yes,
you're right. Yeah, I ain't seen no targets for Will.
And I love, and like what Coach Hayes said earlier with UAB, it was great coaching. And the first play of the game with UAB, what do? Send the tight end from a wing motion, and what do? Dump in the flat from play action. The guy got 30 yards first play. Simple. And then we ended up running that same play in the third quarter. What happened? He almost scored. So I think we need to start doing stuff like that for sure.
Yeah, we got to take that ability that De'Aaron King is the X factor. I didn't see anything with jet motions from us.
Right, just simple.
Just simple. If we're known for our speed, then be fast. Right. You know what I mean? It's like if Penn State was known for their brute, then be strong. You know what I'm trying to say? So those are the things I'm saying. Let's not get away from what makes us us. All right. So real quick, I did put a thing up there. Metcraft says, let's be honest, UAB should have been an easy win. And I'm gonna be honest, I really think it was an easy win.
Yeah,
it wasn't. We didn't struggle. I just think it was a slow and methodical win versus a hit the gas right now win, Metcraft. You know what I mean? Like we're thinking, like my man Ray, I'm gonna put him up here right now. Ray said in the earlier show, he said it should be 21-0 first quarter. Well, guess what, Ray? It wasn't 21 first quarter. Okay. He said the defense looked weak. My opinion, no wonder King has 6 TDs in the first practice.
I agree with that statement.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I agree. Now let me say this from the defensive side. I was not impressed with our defensive backs. I have to say this. I think our defensive line created some good pressure. I think your boy Phillips did extremely well.
Hey, Phillips is the real deal.
I think from a defensive standpoint, they added to it by bringing a 5-man pressure, by bringing the guy off the edge with some stunts inside. I think they did a great job with that. But just our basic linebacker play and defensive back play, it looked average to me. And to me, when I say average, defenses typically move a little bit faster than offenses at the beginning of a season. And I'm gonna just say this, and I'll let you guys go. I don't think we tried our best. We didn't put them guys up in their face and play man. Like,
I agree.
Let's get it.
Dude,
I want to see. Hey, you telling me the quarterback can't throw a 10-yard out? So I ain't worried about you taking me deep, bro. Let's get it. So my thing is, all that pretty scheme. Let's go, man. I'm gonna get up in your face. I'm gonna be all up in here. Ref, am I on? Yeah, I'm on, Ref. I'm good. Now I'm gonna get as close as I can, put these hands on you, and let's see what it is. But it is what it is, man. So go ahead, quick guys, talk to me.
That's what I was saying earlier, man. Like that energy, that killer instinct. Like we're gonna see the chain tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? It's the first game of the season. Where's the, where we hyped at? Where's the energy? Where, I ain't saying we got to go back to the bounty system, but come on, man. Like, rough these dudes up, man.
Yeah. And you know what the problem is, man? The thing is, there's a difference between turnovers and takeaways. And we didn't, they call it a turnover chain because technically that's what it is a turnover.
Right.
But turnovers to me, again, are, quarterback, running back, fumble exchanges, things like that, muff punt. Takeaways, I get in there. I didn't see guys stripping the ball. I didn't see guys trying to punch it out. The one time they did punch it out, the other guy came and kicked
it out of bounds.
But that happens, man. That's football. I'm not knocking that at all. But I'm just saying that I didn't see guys in the pile getting at the ball, cranking the lawnmower. I call it cranking the lawnmower, pulling at the ball and anything else. And we got to create those takeaways. Turnovers are giveaways. Go for it.
Let me interject on this. A couple of things that were disconcerting for me. One, Zach McLeod did not show up tonight.
Dude, he was bad.
I don't know how many tackles. His name was rarely called. I'll be shocked if he had 5 tackles tonight. That he has to get better. The second thing is that DJ Ivey has to get better.
Dude,
you know why? They're going to abuse him. Now, the thing about DJ Ivey was that he's long, he's kind of rangy. He was in position, but he has to get his head around. He has to play better. I mean, Al Blaze played pretty good. Bolden was okay. Amari Cooper, these guys were okay. But I agree, the secondary was very, very weak. So if you want me to grade them out, I would grade them a D-, almost F. And then the linebacking core was not, they did not show up tonight. And so Zach McLeod has to play better. Bottom line.
Gotcha. And you're 100% right. From a defensive standpoint, I think it was a little lackluster. I mean, I think UAB's scheme was very good. They just didn't have I don't think they had the talent to expose us. They did a lot with the play action pass, which was always open. And if and so when you're playing play action, and that's concerning because, like you said,
they linebacker play.
Yeah, but they didn't have the ability to take those easy dump balls and turn them into 40, 50-yard gains because we were so much faster. But the time in which we did it, like you said, we almost scored off of it. You understand? And that goes to show you the foot speed that we have, man. Let me see here.
I'm scared, man. That defense looked so bad.
Yeah, and that's
keep it real, man. Dude, I'm like, and think about all their big plays were gashers. They were gashing. I'm like, man, what is going on here? Like the first play of the game.
Yeah, but that third quarter, man.
Yeah, that third quarter was nice. I mean, that was nice.
Yeah, but listen,
that was about it.
No, but when they scored in that third quarter, and I text you, Baylor, and I said, listen, if they run that weak side inside zone one more time,
you might be a fan.
They ran it 4 more times, man. And the dude walked in the end zone. So now that goes to show when you talk about coaching, that goes to show that guess what they did if you watch it. All right, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But what they did was they formationed you, right? And they saw what UM was doing from a formation standpoint, and they knew what a 3 technique was going to be. Now that they know where your 3 technique is going to be, now they know where their bubble is. Now they know how to hit you. And if you look at it, they formation you to the boundary. Yeah, right. I know I'm getting a little coachy here.
No, that's where they were gashing us.
Yeah, I know they formation you to the boundary. You still trying to protect the field, and now they're bringing an extra dude, and now you got an extra blocker, and that's why they were popping your head.
Man, I'm just thinking our O line. If you saw the difference in our D line and their O line, it was like this. I mean, and I'm thinking these guys should be moving them wherever they want to, creating creating gaps in their offensive scheme. And I just feel like they just kept moving us wherever they wanted to, and it was like, come on, man, this doesn't make no sense. Yeah, I was right here. And then the 3 turnovers we dropped. I mean, right in our hands. Pick. Just, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. And so you got DJ Ivey was horrible. Did not play like an NFL caliber cornerback.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and see that these are the things that these guys. You know what, man? Every time you get on that field, you putting your resume out there. You better make sure you know what you got.
You always used to say that at practice, man. This is your resume, man.
This your resume, bro. I'm telling you, every practice. Hey, hold on, man. We know this guy right here. This $100,000 Quentin right here, baby. Talking about, yep. Hold on, maybe I hit the wrong. Yeah, $100,000 Quentin right here. Talking about y'all look like trash. With Quentin, we gonna find you. I think he a Gator fan. I told him, the other Gator fan, I got a real sharp knife, and I'm finna make me some real cool alligator shoes. The left one gonna be blue, and the other one gonna be orange. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm gonna have a hard time holding these alligators down, if you understand what I'm saying. I want to shout out to Ric Flair, man.
Ric Flair right there.
Yeah, man. Listen.
I got you.
Listen. Yeah, that's true right here. It's funny. He says if UAB outcoaches you, you might have a problem. And again, this is not a bash. This is not a bash on Miami. I just think that as we know, they go down this road, the road gets tougher, bumpier, more curvy. Right, we going around some bends. That's 10,000 foot drops. So we got some issues, man, and the issues can be fixed. Yes, it was the first game. I'm cool with that, but people have to understand this: when you create a large hype, you create large expectations.
Yeah,
and once you create those large expectations and they're never met, now you create doubt. You understand what I'm saying? And so when you come out with a showing like this against a UAB, again, I don't think it's a bad football team. They're not a great football team, but they're not a bad football team. You understand? And so when you come out with a showing like this, Okay.
Well, I will tell you, this team did something that Miami didn't do last year, and that was win their conference in the West. So that, like I said, they were first in the West in the Conference USA. Now, again, we're going to compare conferences. They shouldn't even be in the same categories, but at the same time, these guys they're not sorry. They're not like throwing out a Bethune-Cookman out there for a nice little warm-up game, or you know what I mean? Like it's just so UAB is different in that aspect. We still should be putting up 50 points. I'll be honest, Al Blades got exposed tonight. I don't think he did enough to be like that. You're that dude too as well. So secondary's we got to tighten up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, Eddie, man, he said, no, we didn't get to see the new chain look yet. No, we didn't. And you know what? I said this earlier. It's all good, but when the new car smell well, what are you going to do next? You know, and when I say the new car smell, when you create these new ideas and they fresh and innovative, there's nothing wrong with that. But how do you keep it going? How do you create that to be now part of the culture? Then, as I always said, is it for the moment or is it part of the movement? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so how do we keep that chain? How do we make that part of our movement more or less than our part of that moment? You know, because you could reinvent that chain, but now it still mean the same thing. You understand? All right. So guys, man, let me just do this real quick. And like I said, we're not gonna stay long, man. Some people gotta go to work. like me. You understand what I'm saying? But we're gonna go ahead and make this thing happen, man. Let me ask you this. I'm gonna go by each one of you guys, offense, defense, and then I'm gonna give Coach Rhett Lashley a grade. And let's say Manny Diaz a grade overall. Okay. V12, let's say defensively, what was your, I know we gave an overall grade, so we don't have to do that, but I just want to say, what do you think from a defensive standpoint was the grade of the Hurricanes tonight?
Yeah, I give them a D. Straight up, I give them a D. And I didn't think the drop off would be that significant, but my goodness.
Oh yeah.
UAB in the beginning, I was like, what is going on around here? So I will give them a D. We have to get better, and I think we will. Hopefully, I'm just not being naive about the situation. First game, I'll give you that, but it's a D in my book.
Okay. Let's say Coach Lashley, the new offensive coordinator, not him as a coach. I'm saying from the coaching standpoint, play calling.
I gave him a C. I think he did some really good things. He was average tonight. I saw some different things. I really did like the tempo. I thought the tempo did help us a lot. I just don't want him to get into the same pattern of I saw there were a couple of series where he would call the same play 2 and 3 times. Now, I'm not sure. It may be an option route for Derek King, but he kind of handed the ball off like 2 or 3 times to Cameron the same time, in the same series. And I thought it should have been a different play call from the sideline. But I see him trying to mix things up, and I appreciate that. I just want him to get out of that rut. And to Balin's point, it could be because we got Louisville coming. Because, like you said, no slants in a football game, that's pretty much unheard of. Like, there were no slants, but again.
But listen, hold on. But not even cutting your time. You didn't even run slants, and I seen UAB playing press man coverage.
Right, exactly. So
when you ever did that against receivers, press man?
That's crazy. They were playing
crazy
the whole game.
It's crazy.
Go ahead. I want to interrupt.
I give him a C. Okay. He did some good things, and he did some things that needs to be improved upon.
Got you. And lastly, let's say Manny Diaz overall, from a coaching standpoint, management, all of that kind of stuff.
I give him a C. I give him a C as well. It should have been an easier time. He got the win, and I give him credit for bringing in Derek King and bringing in the offensive coordinator. But he has to get better. For him to be a defensive guru, he has to get better on defense, and he has to employ that defense to play better in order for us to succeed during the season.
All right. I know you didn't get an opportunity to see all of it, but from the pieces that you did see, starting off defensively, what do you think in your mind from a grade standpoint that you saw?
Yeah, and I pretty much like to look at things because I'm not the X's and O's guru that you guys are, but just going by the energy, just going by the feel, going by how hard they're hitting and things like that. I'm gonna go ahead and just give it a D as well.
Okay. Let's say, and Coach, let's say Coach Lashley, the offensive coordinator, like you said, not an X and O guy, but just from what you see as a fan, sometimes just as a fan, you say, man, I like that play call. That was pretty smooth. Talk to us.
Exactly. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and ride with V on that one, and give him a C. Like I say, we haven't found that play, that style of play that really puts fear in the hearts of the defense. I think we was effective. I think because of King and probably because of the talent level of UAB, but I didn't see anything that really just gave me a lot of excitement going forward for the year. So just good to get a win, good to get 30 points, but we probably should have had 45.
Got you. And Balin, talk to us, man. I'm sorry. Yeah. And Coach Manny Diaz, E.
Can I give him an incomplete? But I mean,
withdraw pass.
I'll stick to my original overall thing and just give him a C, man. I'm trying to be nice and give him some compassion, but yeah, man. I first game of the season, I just expected a lot more, sizzle with my steak. You know what I'm saying? Happy to get the win, but let me get a little something on the side, a little sizzle with that thing.
I heard that, man. And man, put some onions on that steak. I need some flavor, man. I heard that, man. Balin, talk to us, man. Let's say here we're gonna start off defensively. What do you think from a defensive standpoint, grade wise, just overall?
Let me just be. I'm gonna be the honest one here, guys, because you guys are just way too nice. I'm sorry, even giving a D is too nice. F defensively, our effort was an F plus. I'm gonna just because of the standard of Miami Hurricanes and the fact that even over the last decade, how terrible we've been. Our defense has been top 10 in the country every single year, and if we show that type of effort against a Clemson, against a Louisville, even a Florida State team that's on the downfall, Virginia Tech. I mean, we're in some serious trouble if this is how we're going to be looking the rest of the season. So great, it's game one, and I'm glad it was against a UAB team. But at the end of the day, when I'm sitting in the office and I compare the history of the UM, I'm saying this is F, this is terrible, and some of y'all might lose your jobs next week against Louisville. That's just defensively. Yeah.
God,
I keep it 100.
Hey.
all right, so hold on. I ain't mad at you. Everybody entitled to their opinion, my brother. So Balin, talk to us now. I'm gonna go on and move on, brother.
Okay. Yeah. So
all right, so let's talk about Coach Rhett Lashley.
yeah, so I'm gonna say everything that you guys said is true, and that's why I'm giving him that D plus, a C minus, because I think he did C. I think he got a C plus tonight. The only thing I don't like, I love the high tempo. I love the fact that one, we looked really organized, which I was really interested to see. We looked very organized. I think players knew exactly where they needed to line up. Now, that's assuming he did open up a little bit. If he kept the playbook simple, then obviously they're not going to make many mistakes. But I didn't like the fact that he ran the same play on 3 straight series, straight zone read every single play. I'm like, well, come on, switch it up a little bit. I think our red zone offense needs to get a whole lot better. I think he's too vanilla, too obviously isolated with Deidre King and doing quarterback runs within the 10-yard line. No, open it up a little bit. Give some guys a jump ball. Maybe give them some route combinations like they did right before the third quarter ended, which resulted in a what? Touchdown. So I think our red zone play calling needs to get a lot better. This is obviously game one, so there's really not much to go by. But I give Rhett Lashley a C plus. Here's the question for you guys though. Without Deidre King and our new offense, do we lose to UAB tonight? And I think we do. I think if we have Kosi Perry starting or Jaron Williams tonight, we lose to UAB. The whole city of Miami is in the upper and right right now. We lose 14-7. I'm serious. If without those two guys tonight, their C plus and C minus efforts, we lose to UAB and it's FIU all over again and the whole city's uproared. So we better be thankful we have a dynamic quarterback and a somewhat defense or decent offensive coordinator as of right now, or we lose to a UAB team tonight. And that's just being straight up.
Hey, you gotta get that sound that the DJ that was awesome.
Hey, Don DeMarco.
Yeah, I know. Hey, you know what?
Hold on.
Did you see Kosi Perry? It looked like he got worse tonight. He messed up on 2 zone reads, fumbled a snap, and then even did a bad read. I mean, come on. And that's what we just saw all game. And then Jaron Williams. Let me not get started on that.
So, all right, so hold on. Let me do this piece. They're fired up. All right, so here we go.
Keep it 100.
I understand. So let me talk about this last piece here. So we're talking about the last part is Manny Diaz.
Manny Diaz.
Mm-hmm. Great. It's great. You're great.
And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm actually gonna give him B plus A minus only because of how disciplined the University of Miami was tonight. They had 2 penalties all night for 20 yards, and one of them, or 3 penalties at the end, technically. But I mean, at that point, Kosi Perry was in, so I wasn't really worried about it. But up to that point, you know, 3 penalties all night. That's unheard of with the University of Miami. So clearly his management standpoint from being a head coach, because now, again, he has a defensive coordinator. He has an offensive coordinator. He is actually being a head coach. I think from a management standpoint, the team looked clean. The team looked well prepared. They were organized. I think Manny Diaz did his job tonight. I just think the coordinators need to step up or at least open it up a little bit more. But from Manny Diaz perspective as a head coach, I think he got an A minus or B plus tonight.
All right. And you know what, those Balin, it's funny you said that. You brought up a lot of things I want to talk about, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and myself. So Coach, what do you give him on defense? So on defense, I'm at a C minus.
Man, you guys are too nice. Don't play with me.
Listen.
Don't play with me, man. You were texting me all game.
No, I am. But I was talking to you about the offensive line.
Yeah, you're right.
I said D. I said D.
No, I say D minus. And I'm gonna tell you why I said C minus.
D minus or C minus?
I gave
C
him
minus.
C minus.
But
I gave him a D.
Well, listen, let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you why I said C minus. Okay. again, there are some pieces that's missing. All right. You have a young man, and these are not excuses. These are what I'm just making my points. Now, again, if these things don't get fixed, because defensive line did a great job, linebackers did a great job. I'm sorry, linebackers did a decent job, but it takes a group effort in that sense where sometimes you can't hold the players. Remember, I'm not grading the coordinator, I'm grading the defense, right? If you're putting me in quarters coverage and you fly me out the box, but yet you want me to come up and cover the run. See, I tell you, I look at things a lot from a coach's standpoint because I'm looking at it that way. So that's why I say I give them a C- because the guys did come up. They limited explosive plays. They didn't have very big 25-plus plays, 25-yard plus plays, right? Did they?
Seemed to me they did. I mean, I had more than I thought they would. Their runs, all their runs, and their first play of the game was a 30-yard gain. Then they gashed us for another 30, and then they had their touchdown drive, which had 2 plays of 25 or more. I feel like, I mean,
yeah. Maybe, like I said, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. I just thinking from a schematic standpoint with the players, I think they did a C job. Like you said,
I agree with that. Yeah.
No, but in the end zone. That's terrible. That's terrible cornerback play.
Yeah, that was bad. That was Ivy.
You got turned around. You got all this kind of stuff. There's a lot of things, but I think that's more schematics. All right, so that's my grade I say a C- in that sense. Okay. Rhett Lashley, I give him a C- as well, and it's simply because I talked about this before from play calling standpoint. Give the guys a chance, and the only reason I give them not a D is because they did win the game significantly by 17 points. So they did win the game. It's not like they won by 2 points, 3 points, or even a touchdown. So I give them a C. I give them a C- in that case. And then for Manny Diaz, I'm just like you. I give him a B because one thing I did see from the University of Miami, guys were lined up properly, and for up-tempo offense, guys knew where to be. Right. They got the play call. Now, again, there were some missed calls out there. Derek threw it long when my man cut the route short. That happens. I'm okay with that. But what he didn't see was false starts. You didn't see offsides by defense. You didn't only one. I always call them, personal fouls. Yeah, is the receiver. He got in his.
And they could have went the other way too, though. The penalty could have went the other way, or they could have been offset.
But you can't. Yeah, but you can't react, man. My man fired up. He put your leg. The difference is you kicked at him. You can't kick at anybody. So, but I'm saying that's a bonehead play, and they had 2 other penalties, total of 30 yards. Yeah, I'm not knocking it. So that happens, man. So, and I think Manny Diaz did a great job, and I'm giving him because he's the head of making sure guys were lined up properly, guys were being where they were supposed to be, and when you deal with an up-tempo offense, usually communication is the key for success, and it looked like that's what they had, man. So I think they did a great job with that. Let me see here.
Can we touch on our special teams? How great that looked. Actually, our punt team looked amazing.
Until he fumbled.
Man, what happened?
My man fumbled.
Oh, he did. I didn't even see. Did he fumble?
Yeah.
You're talking about the punt return. Yeah. I mean, that's
fumble.
Yeah. But I'm talking about just our kicking game. I should have been more specific on that.
The punter looked really good.
The punter looked great. We made a field goal. We made all extra points.
Yes,
we're going somewhere. Yeah. And unfortunately, once again, both transfers. But yeah, we're headed in the right direction.
Yeah, man. So like I said, we are. I guess we are a little hard on people in the comment section. I mean, they blast. I got to say, man, big shout out to you guys.
They should be agreeing with me.
Nah, but big shout out. No. Listen. Hold on. They said they're saying in the comments, guys, that guys take it easy, but you can't because, and I'm gonna tell you why. See, the one thing I'm telling you about fans, one thing about fans I don't like is when it's all this fired up and expectations. Oh, everybody earlier, 57-10. And it's not the only one. I watch other little shows and everybody, we're going to beat them 63-7 and blah, 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 blah. Then when you come out and you put out 31-14, well, it was only the first game.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. The same energy. They don't have the same energy.
Yeah.
We're battling the ghosts of former excellence. And that's people from our era.
Man, it sucks, man.
We spoil. We want a certain standard back. We want to be able to strut and be proud like we used to and have that swagger, man. That's just what it is.
My man John's already looking forward to the next game.
John, what's going on, man? It's a long time supporter, man. John, I appreciate you. Hey, and I got that suggestion you gave me, man. I got the research team on it. Might be coming out next week, so stay tuned for that, man. Big Oklahoma dude right there, man. So listen, man. Like I said, I gave my grades. I gave everything. I'm looking forward to it. They got Louisville coming up. We're gonna see what the
that was
deal
our
is.
last win. That was our last win besides tonight, which was a record-setting win, which is wild. How we can't beat FIU the next week and then Georgia Tech.
You know what I'm saying?
But can we answer that question though? Can we be honest as true Miami fans? If Jaron Williams or N'Kosi Perry and Danny Enos was on the sideline tonight, do we win tonight's game?
You know what? It's funny you asked that question because as the game was going, I thought, hold on, but as you said that, Balin, I wanted to pose that same question. So I'm glad you said that because that means we're thinking the same way. Mm-hmm. And V12, I want you to go ahead and answer that and see what you say.
No, I definitely agree with you, Bailey. I think without Derek King's leadership and elusiveness, we lose that game, and it's pandemonium on South Beach. It's a done deal.
South Beach, when he made it out the crib out of Carroll City, dog. Talking about South Beach. That thing would have made it from Vaughn, V12. Hey, V12, that thing would have made it from 199 to 183rd past the Mint, dog.
I get it. Yeah, it would have been a problem.
I agree.
So yeah, I agree with Balin. Yeah, so that's definitely, and that's the scary part.
That's the scary part.
And you know what? And it's funny you say that because as this game got into the third quarter, when that thing popped up, the little graphic popped up on the screen, and it was like Derek King 99 yards passing. And then he ended up hitting that big one. I think got 30 yards out of that or whatever. And I'm saying to myself, it looks like a one-man show. Like I said, I think the running backs are going to be fine, but you got to solidify the offensive line in order to make their – because think about that 5-yard run that Cameron had to get in was really all him.
Yeah. He muscled
he worked that. Yeah, he muscled through that. I mean, we talking about 5 yards, 15 feet. You know what I mean? So with all that being said, you're 100% right, Bailey. I don't know. I don't think we do win that game because he created stuff with his feet.
Yeah.
That would have been third and forevers. That would have been, you know what I mean? You got to punt this thing out, try and flip the field, play field position, and so forth and so on. There go our boy right there. He said the Mint. That's right. I said the Mint. You know what I'm talking about. Hey, we frequent that establishment many a times, fellas. If you know what I'm saying. Hey, do me a favor, man. If you know what the Mint is, go ahead and leave a like in the comment section. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, one time for the hey. All right.
Here we go.
Let me see. Phil A says, Eno says tonight's OC would have been lucky to put up 10. Ooh, that's tough.
I agree.
That's true.
100%. The game, my prediction would have been 14-7 loss, but yeah, 10 points would have been pretty accurate. That's sad. I'm sorry.
Sad.
Yeah,
because now you're talking without DJ Dallas, and you're also talking without Jeff Thomas, who was a lot of our offense last year. Without those two guys, we lose tonight. Sad.
We're in trouble. And you say O-line needs to play better with the run and passing. I agree. Yep. We already said that.
The one thing I liked about our offensive line, the only thing, was they looked in shape. They looked like they were going to the ball. They were, but they were lazy. Like they just didn't want to block. It was weird. I don't know, but they looked in shape, and it's not like we saw dragging. It was like, okay, they're good. And what I liked about it is when they did the false starts or when the defensive encroachments. What did you notice? All the guys, they stood there, just sat there, just so disciplined, man. That's tough, and I feel like that's pretty good stuff right there. But man, we just gotta do better.
And I'm gonna tell you this: one of the penalties, man, to get the guy 5 yards, and I'm very like stickler on certain things, but the one with the tight end when they want to shift and the tight end back. But you know what, man? I can't knock the defensive line. But what I'm saying is I can't knock the defensive line because when he went back, he flailed his arms as if he was pass blocking. So he enticed him. No, he did a great job. So I don't hold that against him again. Sometimes you got to play the brain game. So I get that part. So if you really think about kicking the dude, the offsides, I mean, penalties were really null and void. You know what I mean? Really, and that penalty didn't hurt us because we had already got the first down, and it was a dead ball foul. So it wasn't like we lost anything else. But anyway, guys, let me do this real quick, man. We about to get out. Anybody, you more than welcome to call on in. The phone lines do work after midnight. You understand what I'm saying? You want to Do that, man. Phone bill is paid up, so we good to go. Look here. Trey Live says, finally cover the spread for the crib. Hey, man.
Yeah,
I'm loving it, man.
We won by more than 14. That's always
I'm
good.
loving it, man. So, guys, with all that being said, I appreciate
anybody else in here excited to watch college football on Saturday and not have to worry about a win or a loss? Like, we're good. We already got our weekend. So
we got our weekend.
Enjoy college football. And, hey, Florida State fans in this chat, y'all better hope you come out fired up because I think Georgia Tech's going to kind of upset y'all this weekend. So y'all better come out. I think so. That's a tough first game. So I love it.
Florida State might be in trouble this year. But listen up, man. Yeah. I'm super excited about this. I don't know if this is going to be a weekly thing. We're going to find out. We're going to see.
Let's do it.
We're going to find out. I'm loving the love that you guys been giving. You know what I mean? But with all that being said, man, it is all about the you. So if there are no more last comments, questions, or anything like this, let me see. Hold on. Wait a minute, Quinn. Hey, $100,000 Quinn. What you talking about, man? Y'all stay tuned. 9:26. Y'all going to see the real kings of Florida. Man. You related to Carol effing Baskin, man. I ain't messing with you, man.
And I'll be there, too, for that game.
Anyway, so listen, man. Guys, I appreciate you. I appreciate everything. Hold up. We got us a call coming in. Hold up. We got to laugh. I was about to get out of here, man. Call to talk to us. Give us your name, where you're from, and give us your question or comment. Talk to us.
Yeah. This is J-Dub from Orlando, Florida. Just catching the tail end of the show. Are we talking about the Canes?
We are talking about the Canes. We talking about the Miami Hurricanes, J-Dub. And you can't you can't disguise your voice because I know who you are. So you better say the right thing because I got call ID on this thing, man.
So I'll make this quick. I understand, a W is a W. But after years of just subpar and mediocre play, I just really wanted us to I wanted to see us just kind of dominate, just look impressive. And for me, there was only two players that looked impressive to me. But my biggest concern is this is the University of Alabama, Birmingham. This is not Clemson. So I don't understand why our receivers can't create separation against the cornerbacks of UAB. So it kind of forced King to improvise a lot, to tuck and run. Our leading receiver had 3 catches, while their leading receiver had 8 receptions for 117 yards. Their running back averaged almost 5 yards to carry on us. This is the University of Alabama, Birmingham. So I know we have a lot of built-in COVID-related excuses, but we just need to start putting away and start stepping on the necks of these schools who should not even be on the field with us.
Man, I appreciate. Hey, man, listen. Excuses. Hold on, guys. I appreciate your comment. And guess what? I have to say this, J. I'm not gonna come hunt you down because you're 100% accurate, my man. So I appreciate you calling and your support, man. Thanks a lot.
No problem.
All day, baby. Listen, man, he is 100% accurate, man. And you know what? When you start looking at the numbers and you saying our top receiver got 3, there's got 8.
Mind you, all of them were in the third quarter.
I know, but it still happened. They do got 5-yard average a carry. And like you said, this University of Alabama, Birmingham. So I'm just going to leave it like that, man. We at the hour mark. I appreciate you guys. I love y'all. We dropping our videos every day. You know what I mean? We got a big one coming out there tomorrow. I just saw somebody. I want to leave this comment. I want to say this comment because I saw it. I thought it was perfect. Emmett Davis says, kill a mosquito with the axe. Next game, we better hit them in the mouth in their mouth out the gate. Yeah, Emmett, I agree with you. But guess what? I believe in kill a mosquito with an axe, but sometimes you better use a sledgehammer. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you take a sledgehammer and that's what we got to start doing. I understand what you mean. Within that thing, you got to be precise. But sometimes you got to come out the gate and just take the sledgehammer to a dude. And you understand what I'm saying? So big shout out to him, man. Hey, man, that's big shout out, man, to Emmett Davis. And I saw one I wanted to say right here that was big.
All I know is 365 days from now, we'll be talking about the University of Alabama, not the University of Alabama, Birmingham. So we better get things tightened up. Seriously.
Yeah, you right about that. You talking about 365. I'm talking about 7 days from now. It's going to happen next week. 365. Okay, here we go. Oh, man, I can't find it, man. But anyway, Here we go. This is my girl right here, Sandra Durham. Love you, Coach Hayes. Enjoyed the show from Vietnam. That's what she's in Vietnam. So guess what? We got people in Vietnam watching Coach Hayes football. That's what I'm talking about, man. So I appreciate you.
That's
we
fine
worldwide.
bloods.
We worldwide, man. It is what it is. So I'm not gonna be able to point. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. Last thing, we definitely out of here. Angelo says predictions for Louisville. V. Willie, give me your number. That's all I want. Not win worldwide. I just need to know the score. I'm gonna write it down and I'm gonna hold it to you.
Miami 27, Louisville 24.
E.
Man, oh man.
Come on, baby. We at the hour mark. We got to get off this thing. We got rent to pay.
24-21 by a field goal. UM.
24-21 to you. Balin, talk to me.
30-17 Miami.
30-17 Miami.
No, 30. No, I'm gonna do 31. 31-17 Miami.
The same score from 3-point difference. No. All right. So 31-17 Miami.
Yep.
And let me see. Coach Hayes gonna go with they don't change this thing, man.
Because we play to our competition, so I think we'll be fired up next week.
I'm gonna go 28-24. 28-24. I'm putting these up next week.
Yeah, write it down. See who get it right.
28,
we already writing it down.
28-24, Miami or Louisville?
Miami. Come on, man. Come on, man. Miami, man. Hold up.
Okay.
John Lubin says Miami 31, Louisville 10. Come on. I like that, man. I like that. I ain't mad at you.
Last year we beat them by what, 30? So I mean it could happen.
Yeah, that was last year, but NBA. Listen, so with all that being said, guys, hey, I love y'all, man. We're gonna definitely do this again. Y'all stay tuned for WRE, which is Watch, React, Evaluate. All right, we drop them every day at 11 o'clock a.m. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you are aware of all the latest content that comes out on this channel. And for my plugs on here, I'll put it in the description. Check out the pregame one that we did earlier. Everybody else, Quentin Lee 100,000 says 20-17 Louisville. He's a hater, and we're going to have him on the show one day. We're going to check him out. And so with all that being said, guys, we out of here, man. Coach going to holler at you.